Okay, so to finish this problem, now we're being asked to determine the average velocity of the diver between 1 and 2 seconds. Average velocity, remember from above, is basically just the slope as we go between that interval. So for part B, we are looking at change in position over change in time. Since we're going between 1 and 2 seconds, our average velocity is going to be s of 2 minus s of 1 all over 2 minus 1. To find s of 2 and s of 1, we need to substitute those values into the position function here. So I will do that on my calculator. Zoom out. So you can see both at the same time for the most part here. So negative 16 times 1 squared plus 16 times 1 plus 32. That's s of 1. Negative 16 times 2 squared plus 16 times 2 plus 32 is 0. So that's negative 32 over 1. So our average velocity from 1 to 2 is negative 32 feet per second. And since our diver jumped off of the board and is now going down, the negative makes sense because the diver is going down towards the water. All right, moving over to the back. Let's see here, we'll zoom back in. Next, we are being asked to find the instantaneous velocity. If you remember from the previous page, instantaneous velocity is the rate of change at a particular time. So we are really looking at our derivative or our velocity function. So our velocity function is this. So at 1 second, we're just going to find the velocity at 1 second using the first derivative of the position that we found before. So negative 32 times 1 plus 16 is going to be negative 16 feet per second. And again, the negative should make sense considering the diver is falling down towards the water. The next question, when does the diver hit the water? Well, a diver will hit the water if we left off the board here and dove up and came back down. The diver hits the water right here at position 0. So that's where your s of t is going to equal 0. So we are looking at when negative 16t squared plus 16t plus 32 equals 0. To solve this, let's see what we can do first by dividing everything by 16. Negative t squared plus t plus 2 equals 0. If we were to divide everything by negative 1, we would have t squared minus t minus 2 equals 0. So then we are looking at if we can factor this, negative 2 and positive 1. So t minus 2 times t plus 1 equals 0. So t could equal 2 seconds or t could equal negative 1 seconds. This is going to happen only at t equals 2 seconds because we can't have negative seconds. So the diver hits the water at 2 seconds. Part E, find the velocities, the diver's velocity at impact. Impact is when the diver hits the water. Well, we know that happened at 2 seconds. Our velocity is represented by the function up here. So v of 2 equals negative 32 times 2 plus 16. Negative 64 plus 16, negative 48 feet per second. And that does it. If you need to go back and look at something, go ahead and rewind. Otherwise, get started on your assignment that hopefully the sub has told you or written on the board. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.